Okay.
So good morning, everyone. Rena and Cynthia here. I'm Cynthia.
I'm Rena. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Welcome back. So today what we're going to be talking about is the holidays and how during the holidays, a lot of things happen. We have certain expectations with family members and just to how to navigate the holidays. So how are you doing with all of that, Rena? Let's get into it.
Yeah, it's, this is a tough time. December 2021. We've got a lot going on in the world. Everyone is experiencing their restrictions in their own ways. This nonsense really that we've been going through, if you want to look at it in one level, is going on longer and longer and longer. Everybody thought it would just be over. People just want their lives back. And of course, you and I know that our lives are never going to be the same because we're in a spiritual war. And so we are moving into a higher spiritual density. And so things are not going to look the same. And that's another topic for another video. But yeah, the holidays. So it's December right now as we're recording. And I think both of us are noticing that there are friends and family and even we as individuals who are experiencing some challenges in the division of understanding about what's going on in the world and who is okay to get on a bus and not get on a bus and all of that. So I think this topic is really, really important, and I hope our audience will enjoy it.
Yes, thank you. That's a great intro. It is a difficult time, and family members, I don't know anyone that hasn't been affected by the ailment that's come to our world. And so as we navigate through these times, it's really challenging because everybody has a different belief system. And I know, just to share with our audience, that you and I spend a lot of time researching, and we spend a lot of time really delving into the bigger picture. And so we both have sort of a big picture idea of what's going on. And for those that aren't that interested in a bigger picture, they see their world and how they're affected. And I think the biggest fear, like Lori Ladd said one day, she said that fear is the consciousness that we are moving through as a collective humanity right now. And I think I just love that quote by her. And she's right. I think fear is the biggest obstacle right now. It's and not little.
Yeah, I love what you just said about that we're moving through it. We don't have to let it stop us. The whole point is we're going to take a deep breath and move through this fear and get to the other side of it. So
yeah. I really like that idea, because we have to think of everything as a transition, as a phase we're going through.
Right.
So the phase is fear. And I love that someone said, I don't know who it was, but they said, fear is false evidence appearing real. And boy, if there's been ever a truer acronym, I don't know. I love that, because I think that what we're being told by the mainstream media is a lot of false information and, misinformation, disinformation, whatever you call it. It's steering people into a total state of panic and fear where it's completely unnecessary. So back to the holidays. So we've had Thanksgiving, and we have
the US here. Yep.
In the US. Yep. In the US, we've had Thanksgiving, and now we're moving into that, Hanukkah and Yuletide and Christmas, that kind of period. And there are a lot of expectations that families place on one another. We want you to be here. We want you to do that. We want you to have a gift or not, or, bring a dish and work within the framework of everybody's different belief systems. And I don't know about you, but my family we really are bifurcated. We really have two camps. And some people are really afraid, and some people are not afraid at all. So how do we navigate through that? How do we negotiate these vast differences? And I can only think of one word that helps me to get through it all. And it is the glue in my mind that holds the whole universe together. And that's, of course, love.
Right.
To love my family, no matter what they believe, and through all of their fear and panic. And anyway, love is the only thing I can think that can hold it all together. What about you?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And we have a mutual acquaintance who is experiencing this same thing. I was really surprised to hear, like just manifesting exactly what you said, where she was sharing that she has family members that are really near on the same block to where she lives, and that the fear with those family members is so strong that she's not even allowed in the house.
I think she lives
So
right next
how
door to her mother. Yeah.
so how odd is that, that we are so close to people that we care so much about, and yet we're not allowed in. Same thing with any kind of family gathering. Like my family just experienced something similar, and there were people who were asked to not come to a funeral service because of fear of the other people being there. It is really difficult, because it's one thing to say love is the glue, and I totally agree with that, but it's something else to feel attacked, or to feel betrayed, or to get your feelings hurt, and then just to say, oh well, I love them anyway, which we do, but this takes work. And I know in your family you've experienced, you're having to do your personal work. Our mutual acquaintance that we talked about just now is having to do her work. I'm having to do my work. So what does that look like? That's sort of what I'd like to explore, if we can, to help anyone who's listening. Like, what does that look like? What does that work look like?
Well, I think that everyone, including us, of course, we all need tools to be able to do that inner work, and to have phrases or mantras or affirmations can really help. So for example, just to be grateful, I am so grateful. That's one of the affirmations, one of the phrases that Rena and I work with a lot, and that is to be grateful for everything in our life. So when a family member calls and they have an expectation, or they get upset with you on the phone, I can hang up the phone, and then I have to really do that inner work right then, because I can be really angry and frustrated and sad. And so sometimes when I hang up the phone, like I say, I am so grateful that I have a mother. It can be as simple as that. I mean, I'm just so grateful I have my mother, even though I don't agree with my mother on many things. I'm so grateful that, my mother is around, and I've been able to grow up and grow older with a mother in my life.
Right, because I
So,
don't have a mother, right? So, and you know that
yeah,
firsthand. So yeah, you and I've had these talks, and you're like, well, I'm sorry. At least I have a mother. I'm like, it's okay. But
yeah.
you're right, absolutely. So there are some people that when they're dealing with family, it might be good just to take that deep breath and just say, wow, there are people in this world that don't have family. They are completely alone, or
Completely alone.
they're
Hmm.
they were adopted, or they were somehow in foster system, and they don't know their biological family. Maybe they've got other family that replaces that, which is fine, but just that, to realize that, yes, just having family, to be grateful that I have family, even if we're not agreeing in this moment. And then another piece to that is that it isn't just a moment, right? It's just the now for now. It doesn't mean that tomorrow something might be able to happen
I like
where
that idea. I like
where
that.
there
Mhm.
might be more congeniality, or more agreement, or some lightheartedness that has nothing to do with whatever we're disagreeing about.
Mhm.
so that relationship can be ongoing in a higher light, a higher vibratory state.
Yeah, I think so. And I really appreciate you saying that, because when I've been so frustrated with family members, it's just to go inward and just say, I'm so grateful I have this family. I'm so grateful I have sisters. I'm so grateful, whatever. I have an aunt that's really loving. I'm just so grateful. And to kind of hold on to that and focus on that, so that when we do get together, there's that gratitude and that love. And I love myself and I love you to the family. I love myself, I love you. And no matter what this crazy world does, I'm going to be okay. Those are my anchors, like,
Right.
I love you. You gave me life. I've grown up with you like my sisters. And there's a deeper love there than this craziness that's happening around us. And for all of us to kind of focus in and hold on to that greater, higher virtue and higher vibration of love, which of course to me, like I'm sure all of us, it is the glue. It holds everything together, but it also can transcend everything.
Exactly.
Everything down here in this temporal world it's temporal, it's temporary, it's not going to last, but love, I think, will. So that gives me
Yes.
strength.
And that's so great. And I think the other piece to that might be appreciating them, like you say, I love them, but also then looking at some of their other positive attributes if we're going to talk about family and relatives. Because in my situation that I just went through, I went through something where I was very hurt that I wasn't allowed to attend this event. And but yet the people that made that decision, they're just the most loving, amazing, wonderful, kind, gentle people. And even though I didn't like or agree with their decision about this particular topic, um, I had to really step back and just kind of go around that topic, move that topic out of the way, and remember who they are and what I love about them, and look at it on that higher level, just letting go of all this other stuff. So I think that might be a key too, is in this whole, movement of relationship, whether we're talking about holidays, or whether we're talking about just life in general, that if we can take the focus from the part that we don't agree with and move it aside, and then focus on all those attributes of that person that we loved in the first place.
I love that idea. Love
that
it.
just it doesn't make the how do I want to say it, the importance of the topic any less. What it does though is it removes the negativity around the relationship. And it doesn't mean we have to agree. It doesn't even have to mean we need to spend time with them again, because we are also in that state, as you and I have talked about, where as the vibrations moving, we're separating, and we're separating those relationships, and that's okay too. But I think that just to remember to separate them when we do separate, to separate in a loving way. Your word for love was just perfect, absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and I think that what you said is to focus on their positive attributes. Like, I have a sister that is just so loving, and she's so kind and always gives me a big hug and a big kiss on my cheek. And she just is so sweet. And even though I disagree with her decisions and how she feels about the current world situation, just to focus on her loving personality and her loving soul, it's again, it does require us, those of us that are awakening, to be more conscious in each and every moment, because some people are very asleep, as we know. And when we're asleep, we're usually dictated, our emotions can dictate to us, and we can be reactive and impulsive and angry. And in that state, we forget the higher. And so for those of us that are awakening, for us to be more conscious in every moment and to come into a family gathering at the holidays and say, hi, everyone, you know, I love you. How are you doing? Isn't it wonderful we got together today? And just focus on those things. And like you said, kind of put the other aside, our ideas and beliefs about the world. And since we don't agree, and we all know we don't agree, in my family anyway, we can't talk about those things.
Right.
And we can have a good family gathering, despite the fact that we have such disagreements about the world and what's going on. So I
Exactly.
think coming back to that is really important. And the other
And
thing
then,
is letting go of expectations
yeah,
with it, right? Don't you think disappointment is all about expectations?
I
And
do.
right now, yeah. Right now I feel so separate from any expectations. Maybe that's good. Like I don't have many expectations for our family gathering.
So you're happy with whatever you get.
Yeah, so then you come
Yeah.
down to, well, boy, that was a good turkey, you know, that was a good ham, whatever. I mean, boy, I love the pudding, you know, or the cake, or great mashed potatoes. I mean, you kind of come down, if you just don't have any expectations, and let go of what you think it should be like, and wish it were like.
Well, what that is it's enjoying the moment. And we as light workers, I want to hit on two things that you just said. One is that we are, that's our job, to look at these things in each moment. We are the awakening ones. Anyone who's listening to this video and has made it this far into it is an awakening one. And so we are the awakening ones. And what does that mean? That means to go within when we're triggered about something and release it. Figure out how to release it. It's not easy work, but that's our job. So that's
Right.
number one. Number two is to learn to live in the moment, not reflecting back on the past hurts and sorrows or memories of what things used to be, not projecting what might happen in the future, negative, positive, anything, like not living there, but living in the moment and appreciating it. So in the instance you just gave of a family gathering, if things are going wonky, you can just say, wow, this is really moist turkey. Let everything else go wonky. Let them have their experience. All you have control over is your own experience, right?
Yeah.
What goes on in your mind, what goes on in your emotions, and the experience that you're having. And so you can have a great time, even if there's chaos going on all around you.
Yeah.
But hopefully it doesn't get to that point. But who knows? We were talking with someone just last weekend who was showing us, that person was talking about a family experience, and it went really, really, really wonky at first. And then everyone needed to settle down and get all of that negative stuff out. And then they were able to come back and have a lot of life to them, right? So, sorry, my cord is, my computer's, my cord.
Right, exactly. So
So,
no matter,
yeah,
I mean, shouting, screaming at these family gatherings, and people break out. It was a large family gathering we heard about, but very large. But it's like, okay, so there was all this going on, but everybody else has to come into their own sense of who they are and what they want from the gathering. And some
right.
people just went, hey, I'm gonna go take a hot tub, you know, and some
Yeah.
people went,
I'm going to sing karaoke.
yeah, I'm going to sing, or I'm going to play cards or whatever. So we can make this happen. So we can navigate through the holidays and just remember love and the
Yeah.
family. And there's
And
a
looking on the
reason.
lighter side, just looking at it from a lighter perspective,
Yeah,
if possible.
that's a great idea. Looking at it from a lighter perspective. And isn't this a fun game we're playing? Or maybe it's not so fun, but if we can look sometimes at life as a game, that it's a very real game, but it's temporary, and it's not what's going to weigh us down. and our last breath. You know, it's, we have to take with us. The Beatles have a song, and I'm trying to remember which one it is, but a line that sticks with me is, the love you take is equal to the love you make.
Oh, yes.
So whatever song that's in, it's not coming to my mind right now, but
Put it
I
in the
can hear it.
comments below. Let us know.
Yeah, it's and in the end, the love you take is the love you make. So I really love that. And I think about that often, that in the end, what does it matter? I mean, we're going to take with us the richness of all the experiences we've had. And I want people to say after I go, wow, she was a loving soul. She loved to the best of her ability at all times. And that's what I want people to say about me. It's not that, wow, she had a great, Ferrari or a mansion or big swimming pool or whatever. I mean, to me, those have never been important. It's always, am I a good person? Am I kind? Am I loving?
Exactly.
That's what counts. And so when we have our family gatherings in the holidays, are we kind to our family? Are we loving to our family? Do we speak words of truth in that way? And I think that's what's important, don't you?
Absolutely. You nailed it. You nailed it, sister.
Okay, well, I hope this video has been helpful for those of us who are, we're all navigating this crazy world. I know I've said that 3 or 4 times. I'm sorry to repeat myself. I can't think of another adjective that fits the world right now than crazy. But this wonky, wild world.
And it's temporary. We're going to be on the other side of it.
And we're gonna get to. So remember, do affirmations to summarize. Rena, how would you summarize today's video?
Affirmations, but just taking that deep breath, trying to put your head above the clouds and kind of look at all the drama going on as lower under the clouds, put your head above, really look at what is wonderful about that person. Be grateful for who they are, be grateful that they're in your life, and try to smile and realize that we're just navigating this all, and there really is more important work to do. Our work as light workers is to take that deep breath, go within, release. And I just want to plug our course that we have, where we have this course, Introduction to Ascension. And we are letting you know we've got the phrases that we're working on, and we have a lot of tools in that course. So we'll put the description below in the video as well, so you can
join us in our course. We have some tools.
Check out our website. We got a lot of stuff we're offering.
Yes,
but good conversation.
Good. Well, thank you, and have a good day, everyone. Take care, and you'll make it through the holidays, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.